show you today how to make some adorable little rope dolls. I have one dressed in blue. I also have one that I've done that is dressed in green. And I have another one that is dressed in yellow. Aren't they just so cute? I'm going to show you guys how to make them. They're super, super easy and super adorable. So what I have here is I actually use embroidery floss, and you literally can pick any color for the hair. So you're going to need one bunch for the hair, and you're going to need one bunch to make the dress. And then you are going to actually have to get some kind of a rope or twine. This one I can put the link below to tell you which one I bought, but I actually got this off of Amazon. And I also bought off Amazon, I bought these little doll heads. I can put the link below as well. They're the cutest little things. All they are just little faces on there. You could also get some beads at the local Hobby Lobby or Michael's and use those as well. You also need to get some kind of gold, silver, or some kind of accent like I've used here on this doll. I use it for the belt and for the headband. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and show you how we get started. You're also going to want to have a hot glue gun, a surface that you can work on, some scissors. And what I have done here is I've actually gone ahead and pre-cut some cardboard. So if you have an old box lying around, don't get rid of it. You're going to want to use it. So what I did was I went ahead and I actually measured the box and cut it out. And I have it at about 3.5 inches. So you're going to want to cut it a piece of cardboard. It doesn't matter how wide it is, just the length is 3.5 inches. And when I get started on the dress, this is what it's going to be used for. I'm going to show you in a little bit, so we'll go back to that. This one's going to actually be used for the hair. So I got to measure here, and I have this one at about 2.5 inches long. So we're going to get started. So what I'm going to do here is take your piece of cardboard, and you're going to want to split it right here a little bit, so that way there's a little bit of a separation. And you want to take a piece of your string that's going to match your dress, and you're going to want to just take it just like this and stick it in that piece of cardboard and have a little bit hanging out. Then you're going to take your scissors and you're just going to cut that off, and you'll see why in a second. So now that you've got it in there, kind of pinch it back together. So what you're going to do is I usually leave mine in the black, and there's a reason why, because when you're twirling it around, it helps it to not get tangled on the table. Because if it gets tangled, it takes a long time to fix it. So what you're going to want to do is just start it. I usually start at the bottom. Whoops. I just pulled it out here. Just simply fix it back. So I'm going to want to take it around the back here, and you're going to want to just pinch it down. So you're going to hold it, and now all you're going to do is 60 turns, or as many as you have on your embroidery floss that you can do. So I'm going to go ahead and use the whole thing. So I'm just going to keep going around just like this. Just keep going around. And if it gets stuck, don't worry. Just kind of play with it. Just keep winding it around. Oh, by the way, I have my daughter sitting here. She's actually learning how to make these too, because she wanted to make one for her bedroom, which is really awesome that she has an interest in making crafts too. So like I said, sometimes you have to play with this embroidery floss to get it to go around. If you guys actually have an easier way how to do this, feel free to share it with me, because I'd love to learn, because I do fight with this a little bit to make the dolls. When I first started out, I used to just take it out of the bunch, and oh my gosh, it was such a pain to work with. And as you can see, it's a little bit tangled. So what we're going to do is pause the video so you don't have to watch me struggle. Mariah, go ahead and pause it for a second. Hey, so I'm back, and it actually didn't take me very long. What I went ahead and did was just kind of played with it, but I didn't want you guys to have to watch me struggle with it. But if you guys have an easier way to do it, great. So now that I've wound it all around, I have a little bit extra, and it doesn't quite go around all the way. So what I'm going to do is kind of just leave it hanging, and I'm actually going to cut this piece, and you'll see why later. So we're going to save that piece, don't get rid of it. All right, now that you have everything wound around, you're actually going to take this, and you are going to wiggle this off of your cardboard. So now you have your beautiful dress, as you can see. Well, the beginnings of it, right? So now we're going to go ahead and take it, and you're just going to go ahead and wrap it around and tie a good knot, just like that. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tie a second knot just to make sure that it does stay in place. You can do a couple of them if you feel more comfortable. After you get done with that, you are going to go ahead and see, I've tied my knots. Now what you're going to go ahead and do is kind of bring this down just like this. And you're going to take your scissors in there just like that and pull it a little bit to make sure it's nice and snug. Okay, and then you're going to make just a straight cut across. Now you have like a little tassel, and that's all you need. Now while I have it as a tassel, you're going to want to take a comb. Any comb is fine. Of course, the finer the teeth, the better off it's going to be. As you can see, I've got some dust on it. All right, so what you're going to do here is you're going to go ahead now and just kind of brush through it. And you're just going to continually keep brushing through it. You can also put it on a table here and just kind of brush through it. Makes it a little bit easier as well. And if it looks a little uneven, it's fine, which I'll show you in a second. But you want to take it so that way all of them are now separated. See, they're starting to become separated. I kind of hold these two out of the way because these are the two that are actually going to attach your head on in a few minutes. So you want to keep them kind of separated if you can. But if it starts to look a little bit uneven, don't worry about it. We can fix it all after. So you're going to want to kind of make it so that way they all separate. And when you're happy with it, which I usually kind of fluff it at the end as well. So when you're happy with it, you can either just hold it up and cut it or hold it against the table, however you want to do it. Just make sure it's all smoothed down. Now I'm going to go ahead and take it, and any of my little strays, just like a haircut, just go ahead and cut those off. So that way it's nice and even. So I'm going to go ahead and attach my little head. So you're going to take your head right here. I'm going to make this even too, so it makes it a little easier. I'm going to kind of twist it right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and take my little head and put it through, which I should have grabbed some tweezers while I was at it. Let me see here. I'm not used to doing the live videos as of yet. I'm still getting the hang of it. I'm just trying to teach you guys how to make these awesome crafts. I'm going to pause it one more time, and I'm going to go grab some tweezers, and I'll be back. Hey, so I'm back. So I took a pair of tweezers. These are just, you know, fine tip tweezers, but you can use anything that you can fit in there and just pull it out. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and pulled it out. And what I'm going to do now is just set this aside for now. Now we're going to work on the hair. As I was saying before, I took another piece of cardboard. If you remember in the beginning, I know I did, this is about 2.5 inches long, and that's what I cut it. The width doesn't matter because it can be any width, just as long as it's 2.5 inches long. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my brown, and I'm going to start the same exact way. I'm going to cut just a little bit off at the beginning, and I'm going to stick the piece of through the twine through the, or the embroidery floss through the cardboard here, and just stick it through, and it's going to sit in there just like that. So simple, right? All right, now you're going to go ahead and you're going to start. So I decided that my doll was going to have brown hair today, so we're going to use the entire little tube that it came in. I bought these on Amazon. Again, I bought a bunch, so, and I got a really awesome deal. If you'd like the link, I can put the link below. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go ahead, and it says you need 15 turns for it, but you can do as many as you want or as full as you want as your hair to be. So we're just going to go ahead and wrap it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I'm going to do 18 because, I don't know, just sounded good, right? But it really only requires 15. But I just went ahead and did 18. So now you're going to go ahead and cut it off. And I'm going to put this aside because you can use it on another doll. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and pull it off very gently. So that way I hold on to my two pieces here. I'm just going to pull it off the cardboard. So now I'm done using the cardboard. So what I'm going to do now that I have it just like that, I'm going to tie it. I'm going to tie a good knot. For the dress, I did 3 times, so I'm going to go ahead and do 3 times for this one too, just to make sure. All right, so now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I am going to go ahead and just cut it just like that. Perfect, right? And then you were going to go ahead and just fluff it down, just like we did with the dress, just to make it look real. We're taking that embroidery floss and we're really just separating it, and it really comes out so pretty. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that to the other side. You can comb it as much as you want. If there's any longer strays, don't worry about it because we'll go ahead and cut it and fix it at the end. So when you're good and satisfied and it looks good, oh, this one pulled out, but not to worry, it might happen. I usually try to hold it and pinch it real good. But if there's anything that looks too long, you just go ahead and give it a haircut. Just like that. And if you get it on the doll and you're still not happy, just go ahead and do that again too. So now that I have this through my doll now, what you're going to do is you're actually going to take it down like this. And you're going to put your hair just like this around the doll's head. I'll show you in a second. Takes me a minute to just get it straight. So as you can see, this little doll's head has her hair on. So what you're going to do is you're going to actually just go ahead and tie the little doll's head hair on. And I do 2 knots for this just to hold it on. These dolls are so simple and easy to make, and they're so cute. Now what I should have done for this one, and I'm going to share it with you now, only because I'm seeing it now, is, and this is actually, I haven't made these dolls in a little while, so it's all coming back to me now. I decided to hop on and do a video, but I want to show you this. You see how her hair now has blue? What I should have done, and I'm going to tell you, I'm not perfect, and I'm new to learning how to share everything with you. I should have done a brown piece that would have connected the dress to there, so that way it tied it in, and it was not blue, it was brown. But that's okay, because everything is fixable, and we can hide this. So what I'm going to do now is just go ahead and tie it one more time around so it's nice and tight on her head. And then once I'm satisfied and I think it's tight enough, I'm actually going to go ahead and go in here now, and I'm going to cut off of the extra blue here and just trim it off so we don't have to look at it anymore. But don't worry, I'm going to cover this blue and you won't be able to tell. But next, for you guys, do it brown. It's the same color as the hair. So now she kind of looks, she looks a little silly right now, but that's okay because we're going to go back in there and she still needs hair on the back of her head. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing. Take the little one that you made to do the hair, and I actually put a note on there. I put 15 turns for the hair, just so I'd always have it when I make these. So I'm going to do the same thing, but this time I do not need to put a blue one. I'm going to put a brown one in here. And it does take a minute. Once you start using this, it'll get easier. All right, so there we have it here. So we have that. I'm going to cut that off. So now we have it again. And I'm going to go ahead and on the back side, hold it again. And then I'm just going to do 15 turns. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And we got a little bit of a tangle here, which happens. So we got 14. What I'm going to do is just go ahead and end it right there. And then I'll mess with that later because I'm trying to show you guys how to make it. All right, so we're just one turn short, which is fine. All right, so now I'm going to take this off. And I'm going to go ahead and tie this off just like we did with the dress and the other piece of hair. This is going to be the back side of her hair. So right here, as you can see, and then you can just kind of bring that down. And then we're just going to go ahead and go in there just like that. And we're just going to cut. So there's the back side of her hair. Now we're going to take our comb and we're just going to go ahead and just smooth it out. Make her hair very pretty. And when you're satisfied again, we're going to give her a trim and then we're going to glue it onto the back of her hair. And again, I just pulled one out. Don't worry, it's fine. Because she'll still have plenty of hair and she'll still come out beautiful. All right, so I'm happy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and give her a nice little trim. And remember, it doesn't have to look perfect because even human hair doesn't even look perfect. So now I have the back side of her head. Doesn't that look cute? All right. So now I'm going to take my little girl that I just made, and she definitely needs hair in the back of her head. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and smooth this out now. What I've usually done is I've just gone ahead and just combed it down here. So it looks like it's all uniform, like a real hair. So I'm going to do is take my hot glue gun and I'm going to go ahead and put just a little bit of a dab on the back. And I'm going to go ahead and add her little hair up here to the back of her head. And I'm going to show it to you. And then we're going to, of course, go around and fluff it and make it look all pretty. But we're adding hair. All right. Now I'm going to show you the back of her hair. Came out really pretty. So as you can see, my little girl now has hair. Oops, and we have a little bit of hot glue to go with it. All right, so now she looks really cute. I'm going to go ahead and fluff with her hair and everything. All right, now what we're going to do is I actually have a gold piece. I'm not sure if you can see it, but this is just gold string or gold rope, however you want to put it. I did buy this on Amazon. I can put the link below if you're interested in learning or buying it or purchasing it from Amazon, but you can also get it at your local craft store as well. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and give her body. I want to show you this. See how she has a little body? This is going to be the next step in doing it. So what we're going to do here, and I'm sorry, I hope you can see this, is we are going to give her a cute little body. But I don't like the way this is looking, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and comb it down so it ends up smooth, because you want it to look smooth and natural. So I'm going to smooth it down. Now I'm going to take my little rope and put it on the back side, just like that. Get her hair out of the way here. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tie it off. Now, I don't really have a specific length in the rope. You know, I just kind of cut off a piece to go with it. Oh, hang on for a second. I am forgetting one step. See, I'm new to making videos. And the reason why I'm forgetting a step is because I actually need to give her arms first, because once I put this on, it definitely won't work. So what I'm going to do here is go ahead and go get my ruler, and I'm going to go ahead and put it down here just like this. And I'm going to measure 5 inches for her arms. And then once I get my 5 inches, I'm going to go ahead and cut it. And this is just the regular rope that I was showing you. So what you're going to do with this little 5 inches of rope is you're actually going to make her hands, and you're just literally just tying a knot. Just like that.
Motion detected at the front door.
So now we have a little arm.
Someone is at the front door.
And I'm actually going to pause this really quick. Go ahead and pause it, Mariah. Hey everybody, I'm back. Sorry about that, my doorbell was ringing. Okay, so we are making a little rope arm. So you're going to take the other end and you are going to turn it around. Take it. And you're going to make another little hand. Just like that. All right, so now we have both of our little hands. So what I'm actually going to go ahead and do now is I'm actually going to go in here and take about half of her little body and flip it up. Just like that. Make sure her hair is out of the way. And we're going to comb it down. And see her little arms? We're going to take it and fold it in half. Find the middle right there. And then you're going to take just a little daub of hot glue right in the middle of her body. Just, you don't need a whole bunch, just enough to secure your little rope in. So once you get your little rope in there, you're going to go ahead and take your dress back down over it. Comb it down a little bit. And then you are going to go ahead and what I like to do, just to make sure that her arms fit in the right place, take your little arms above her head and just kind of give her a good little pull right there. Okay? So that way her arms end up sitting in the correct spot. So now as you can see, she's starting to look like a person. So now we're going to go ahead and now we can go ahead and add the string. So we're going to take the string just like this and we're going to wrap it around her body just like that. And I hope you guys can see this. And then we are going to go ahead and just give her a cute little body here. You can go as tight or as loose as you want. I kind of try to go loose, that way she doesn't look like she's too skinny. Because if you go too tight, she'll really look skinny. We want to give her good proportions on her body here. And then what you're going to do is double knot it to start it. My apologies for taking so long. All right, so now we have it started here. So what you're actually going to do now is you're actually going to keep twirling it around her body to make it look like she has a rope around her little body, or a belt. You can do it once or twice, or make it look as full as you want, or as the least full you want, however you want to do it, because this is your doll. And I just like to go around 2 or 3 times and make it look kind of full. And then once I get to the end over here, can I bring it around one more time? This one really came out really cute. I love this blue color too. So now I'm going to show it to you in a second. What I'm going to do is go ahead and tie it off. Again, trying to make it look perfect. And it does take a little fiddling with it because you want them to look good. All right, so now I've got a nice little knot going. I'm gonna do one more knot just to finish off her little belt. And I'm gonna show you what it looks like here. It really came out cute. So there's her little belt that she's got going on. So now that I've got her little belt, we're gonna mess with the rest of it later. And I'll show you what we're gonna do at the end. So I'm just gonna leave all of that gold for the most part and just cut it down so that the two of these kind of meet. But one's gonna be a little longer than the other. And we can adjust it a little bit later, which I'll show you. All right, so now I have that set aside. So now I'm gonna make her legs. And how you make her legs is, I don't actually have a real length for it because sometimes they can come out a little longer or shorter. So what you're gonna wanna do now though, now that you have, you know, it started, is you're gonna wanna smooth out her dress again. And we're gonna take her dress, half of it, and bring it up. Just like this. And we're going to bring it up. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the rope and I'm going to hold it right underneath her dress, if you guys can see it. So I'm holding it under her dress and I'm kind of eyeballing it. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut it just a little longer. So that way you'll be able to see her little feet. And then we're going to tie a knot on the end. So what I'm going to do is, now that I have my size, which the size for this, if you're curious, just to give you an idea, is about 3.5 inches. But I try not to cut them. I try to, because sometimes the bodies can be a little larger, and you definitely want your little legs to show because it's part of how it makes it look really cute. So now that I have a leg, I'm going to go ahead and take another piece here, and I'm just going to cut it the same length. So we have 2 legs. So now I'm going to get that out of the way. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take and make a little leg. Just tie a little knot, or a little foot, I should say.
Okay.
My daughter's over here. She's making one too. She's making hers. It's like a blue color. It's very pretty. Yes, very pretty. And I'm over here making feet for my little doll. So there you have it. You have a little foot now. They come out really cute. These would be great for a baby's room or a bridal shower or just a little party or just a little gift. I've even thought about, you know, you could use it in your decor or just anywhere, really. They're also great to play with if you have a little girl and you want to make something for her. She'd have a whole bunch of different little dolls to play with her dollhouse. And they're easy to sit. I'm sure you guys could get even more creative in adding it so that they do sit. So now that we have the 2 little feet and we have her little dress separated, I'm going to go ahead and fluff her dress just as such. So now that you can see that it's separated, I'm just going to add a little bit of glue so that we can go ahead and take, I'm going to put a little dab of glue there and a little dab of glue on the other side, just like that. And then what I'm going to do is stick her little legs in. Just like that. And then I'm going to add a little bit of glue on top again, so that way it all stays together and doesn't come apart. And if you find that you made your legs just a little too short or you want them a little longer, you can kind of just play with them and pull them under her dress, which is wonderful because, you know, you can kind of customize it and do whatever you want because ultimately these are your dolls. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and now I am just going to fluff them. And this one is being stubborn, so we're gonna fix her. Here. You should probably let it dry in each stage, but I'm just trying to go ahead and do this quick so I can show you guys how to do it. So now you can see that we have a little doll started and we have her little legs. Now I can see that there's some blue coming through here that's a little longer. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut her little string off there. All right, so her hair is about dry. We've got this made. It's really coming together and it really looks cute. So now what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna make her headband. So we're gonna braid this. What you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna take 3 pieces. So I'm actually gonna get more gold here because I'm not sure there's enough on that. So we're gonna cut some more gold here. And we are going to braid and make a headband. It's gonna be really pretty. This is what's gonna go in her hair. So what I'm trying to do is right now is just, it doesn't matter the length. I don't really have a length or size in it. You just go with whatever you think you're gonna need. So now I've got enough strands here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1 more. We're gonna do them about the same length here. So now I've got the 3 pieces that are gonna make her headband. So now what I'm gonna do is take these 3 pieces right here and I'm actually going to hot glue them together so that they stay together. And I'm gonna wanna give it a good second to cool down because I don't wanna burn myself. And what I should have grabbed was some tape because once this is dry, you can kind of tape it to something and you can go ahead and just braid it like a normal braid. So what I'm gonna do is pause the video and grab some tape and I'll be right back. Hey, I'm back. All right, so we have gone ahead and glued our 3 pieces of string together and I got my Scotch tape now. So what you're going to want to do is Scotch tape to the table or your whatever surface, as long as it doesn't ruin it. Go ahead and tape it down. And then what you're going to do here is go ahead and just braid. Just a simple braid. I'm doing 3, so we're just doing just simple braiding. And just grab it and braid it real quick. And it doesn't have to be super tight. Don't worry about that because the looser the better. The more detail it'll actually show on the little doll. And you want to do it for, you know, quite a ways down it. That way you have enough headband because you can always kind of mess with it later. If you want to test it, you can take it off, kind of look at the doll, see how much headband you need. So I definitely have enough. So what I'm going to do now is actually just take out a few. And I have it perfect right here. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to actually take a little bit of hot glue again. Try not to burn yourself with this, okay? You could tie it off. I like the hot glue. Hot glue works for me. And you're going to want to try to let it dry a little bit before messing with it because you definitely don't want to burn yourself. I've done that a million times with the hot glue gun. Probably more times than I can count. I did it really bad at my mom's house. Back in February, actually it was in March, we were making a wreath, and boy did I burn myself. It was terrible. Hurt really bad too. It took a while to heal. So what I'm going to do now is kind of mess with her hair and kind of hide that blue right there. But we are actually going to, now that it's dry, I'm actually going to mess with her hair, make it look perfect. It does take a little bit of working with their hair, of course, because this is not real human hair. It is just, string. So, but you're going to kind of mess with it, make it look however you want. This one I'm going to actually leave her hair down because that's what I want, but you could put it up in a little, tie it in a bow or, tie it behind her head or really just do anything that you really wanted with her. But for this doll, I wanted her hair down. So I'm just kind of playing with her hair, trying to make it just look perfect here, or the way that I would want her hair to look. And I'm also trying to hide my little blue. Keep in mind, make sure that when you pull the head through, you use the brown. So now I have her hair looking pretty good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in behind her head just a little bit, and I'm actually going to add just a little dab of glue behind her head, or behind her hair, where her hair is, kind of where her ear would be. And I'm actually going to go ahead and just glue that to the side of her head, just like that. And it's all going to be hidden when we bring it all back. So I'm going to kind of wait for it to to stick there for a second. Came off. Hang on, we're going to try it one more time. I was messing with it too much. Then I'll bring her hair back around. And I'm actually going to cut all this off now that it's dry. The glue on this side. So now we have all that. So now I just have her little band here. So as you can see, we're coming together here. And it really came out really cute. So what I'm going to do now, because I want her headband to kind of go, have a little piece of hair there, I'm actually going to separate her hair a little bit and kind of go in behind her hair. And you'll see why in a second. So I'm kind of just separating it. And you can really just put this headband on any which way you want. I think I'm going to do a little more this way. Yep. So what I'm going to do is put a little dab of glue over here. Just like that. It's so simple. I love this project. I love these dolls. They just come out so cute and so adorable. And all I can think of is you know, little girl playing with these in a dollhouse, or just using them as decor pieces. They're just so adorable and come out so cute. So now that I've got all her hair, I'm going to show you how she's beginning to look. So she's really coming together. And just so adorable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and fluff her hair down. And if you see any pieces that need to be cut, you can go ahead and do that. And what I'm going to do with her little, right here, her little dress, you don't have to do this, but I like to. On all of the rest of them I did it. I put just a little dab of glue. Like I said, this is my choice. You don't have to do this. And then I just kind of take this one and wrap it over and kind of hot glue them together, because I like the way it comes on the dress, or kind of just forms on the dress and ends up looking. And then you can actually hot glue it to the dress if you really wanted to. But what I'm going to do now is just kind of cut this and cut this so it's a little shorter. And she could be done if you really wanted her to. She literally just could be done. You can keep adding to her. On mine, I have gone ahead and some of them I've taken and added little hair pieces, which I can show you how to do. That was that with that little blue piece that I told you to save at the beginning. You can add and make a little rose looking decor on her hairpiece. So for something like that, if you wanted to do it, you would just take your extra blue string that matches her dress, or you could use a different color. You could use white or anything that you really wanted. But this one, let's have it match. So what I'm going to do is take and make just a little knot. See the little knot? And I'm going to make 2 little knots. Just like that. And make sure that the knots line up. See it just like that? And what you're going to do is literally, once it's a tight knot, you're just going to cut on either side. And it's so tiny. It's so tiny. It's almost impossible to see on my little hand. My big hand, Mariah says. Little piece on a big hand.
Yes.
So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to add just a little daub, and I'm going to add this little piece right here just to her little gold to make it look like a little flower or something on her. I'm not even sure if you can even see it. It's so tiny right in the middle. It's cute. You can also add these little it looks like almost like a rose or something. You can add it across the headband like I did on my other dolls. But really, she's just simple. She's done. She's complete. And she really came out cute. And see how simple they are? They're adorable. Now I'm going to help my daughter make hers. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And I'd love to do more videos and show you guys how to create some of the cool things that I've done in the past, and recreate them with you. I have a lot of fun doing crafts. I enjoy sharing them with you guys too, and I hope you enjoyed. All right, take care, you guys. Bye-bye.